I think that the most common trend among successful professional portfolio managers is probably there's no one trend. Some people, this again is the value of doing looking at the performance statistics of a trader to be able to see to what extent he's holding his positions too long for an extended period of time, and thereby even after the stock has reached his price target, he continues to stay because he's feeling somewhat elated and euphoric and thinks he can make more money, but hasn't necessarily done more work. This will show up in his statistics in the sense that he'll begin to show losses for long-term held positions. He may need to be guided to, when you reach your price target, unless you've done more work and have some new catalysts and a new thesis, it's probably time to start paring back. On the other hand, some people may find that they make most of their money in the short-term time buckets, don't hold long enough, and they need to be guided to consider that they may be impulsively getting out to get their profit. When they do that, they're leaving money on the table. There are different patterns, and these different patterns show up in the same trader over time. You want to keep looking at the stats and the game films to see how people can adjust their portfolios so as to maximize their profitability. The book that's coming out now has to do with mastering trading stress, and I have a book coming out in February called Hedge Fund Leadership about how to empower people and so forth. And I was thinking about what the underlying thematic principle is in a lot of my coaching, and that while I'm saying things that are common sense, what I'm generally advising people to do is to function counterintuitively. If you're feeling anxious, don't try to deny it. Don't try to stuff it. Don't try to mask it. Embrace it. Understand what you're feeling. Share what you're feeling. Be willing to be vulnerable. Be willing to discuss that anxiety, because to the extent that you do, you recognize your humanity. You empower other people to recognize their humanity, to be more open and frank. Ultimately, trading is very much a signature activity. It's a creative activity which expresses, as I said earlier, not only intellect, but heart and passion, as well as guts. And the more you understand how you're responding to the uncertainty and the unpredictability of the market, and can allow yourself to feel what you're feeling and then trade independently of those feelings, the more successful you're going to be. If you're working with people to empower them, you really want to find out where they're coming from so that you can encourage them to be more of who they are, to function more in terms of their strengths rather than in terms of some top-down command, control, military, hierarchical approach to leadership. Much of what I'm saying is to embrace the emotional side, not necessarily to trade in terms of emotions, but to recognize them so you can trade independently of the emotions. You can trade in terms of the blueprint or the plan or the requisite work that you need in order to perform as big as you can. And ultimately, the biggest thing in trading success is the belief in the vision that you have for how much money you're going to make and what you have to do to create the portfolio so that in a given particular market period, you can maximize your profitability.